Hello from the Yarn Closet in Tucson, Arizona. My name is Laura. There's going to be some actual knitting today. I'm Yarn Closet AZ on Instagram and Ravelry, TheYarnCloset.com, or no, TheYarnCloset@yahoo.com. Email for any questions or concerns. I know it's really bright behind me. What shall we do? Well, that's going to take forever and a day. Here. Maybe I'll just start over. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Louvered blinds are the biggest thing in Tucson. Oh, how did I do that to my toe? A chunk of my toenail just came off. Anyway, we're starting and I think I lost a stitch. Lost a stitch. Oh yeah, it's this stitch because I'm fastening off. So anyway, here we go. I think this ended up moving. So, I have this chaise that sits here that sometimes I flip up and work from. What was I going to talk about today? Wait a minute. That is it. That is it. That's where I'm at with this stitch. Okay, so this is, I think, the start of Sweater 2019 and its completion. The pattern is called Like a Hug. You can look it up on Ravelry. It's from Hannah somebody. It's like a cropped, very boxy, open neck thing in chunky yarn. As I was knitting it with my chunky yarn that I had a limited amount of, I realized it was going to be far bigger than it looked even on the model. And so it was two pieces, basically the square and the arms, and then you seam them together. So what I did is I decided, after doing the ribbing, that it was going to be ridiculously gargantuan and I really wasn't going to have enough yarn, because I think even though I pretty much got gauge, I think there's enough inconsistencies. Who knows? So I connected it in the round. I have now knit a tube with, I hope, big enough armholes, although they're right at the neckline. So I don't know that that's going to work. I think I should have done more above the neck hole for the neck. I did a matching rib to what I've got at the bottom. Now I'm binding off this neckline. Hers was very, very open, and I don't know that with my modifications I'm going to love that. But this is the deal, people. Love it or not, it's really close. I'm going to just finish it, make a couple more modifications as I finish it, and then, you know, I have a 3-year-old. Kids like big, chunky, oversized, crazy stuff, right? 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 Because honestly, I don't know that it would fit me. But it's definitely been a learning lesson. I know from past experience that I am much better at casting on, working flat, and then attaching for in the round. I always leave a long tail so that I can seam up a little bit, because I twist things so easily. That's a big challenge of mine. I sent a few yarny things off to my sister. She lives in Minnesota, and it's ridiculously cold there. And I really want to get this done so we can look at it on me or on the thing and see just how crazy I was. I have finished these socks for my one pair of socks a month. They are pretty spot on size-wise, matched up size-wise. I'm really happy about that. But I made the foot a little bit longer than it needed to be. I didn't cut in quite the right place. This is one of my goals for this year, is to start writing down very specifically, cut in at this point exactly every time. So I will be starting, that was January, I will be starting to finish these for February. I'm going to put in a bright green heel. And I don't know if I'm going to do anything with the cuff or if I'm just going to leave it rolled. What else in January? I'm going to work, or February. I'm going to work more on this in February. This is a big shawl that I'm doing for someone. Would like to get that done. Give it to her. The homeschooling thing is having its hiccups. It was pretty easy to begin with, and then, like everything else, gets harder. Kids nowadays like to click on things without reading instructions, so that has really annoyed me. I have shouted more than once. I shouldn't have. It's just been an exhausting winter, and I'm feeling it, and I'm hoping that giving myself a little early spring focus on some yarn will help. Who knows? Who knows? I have no hats to update with. I have a few tubes that I can't decide if I'm going to make some leg warmers for my daughter. I think a shrug would also be something she would appreciate. I am looking at doing the yarn diet for this year and just not buying any more yarn. I think I have plenty to get me through giveaways and projects. A lovely lady at school was downsizing and had a bunch of yarn that she found because she wanted to learn how to crochet years ago, but not quite gotten off to it. I mean, a lot of yarn. And it's acrylic, but it's nice. And I'm going to throw in some acrylic sweaters for my daughter and some acrylic crochet projects as the year progresses. Because why not? This is about hobby, and it's about relaxation and joy. I'm trying to focus on that. I'm trying to cut myself a little slack these days. I've been really stressed out. And that's seeping out in all kinds of ways with the kids and the home life, and it's tough. It's tough sometimes to get back around from that. But we enjoy our little moments and we keep going. I really hope that Dee and CJ and Anna are doing all right. They're more East Coasterly people, and I worry about them and the weather. I just heard from Carmen. She got her prize that she won, and she was very excited, and I am excited to have new people who are engaged into what we're doing here, which is having community. I would love to find out how many of you actually follow your sweater patterns from beginning to end or make multiple adjustments. And I'd love to hear what you think the easiest one to knit is, other than just anything in child size. I also think these hook or this needle circular needle set is not helping for my gauge, and I think that I should have done the ribbing in a size smaller needle just to get a more defined look. I think this is kind of lost, or it's just my sight not being able to register it. And have to give little Chip a haircut later today, the black and white poodle, and start taking him on walks. I just walked him over to with the children to Grandma's. Prue is having a sick day. I think she's getting a molar in, so she's having a little diarrhea. We're moms, right? We know this. It does happen from getting teeth, and so she's home again today. So I walked them over with the little dog and then walked home again, which is maybe a half-mile round trip, because he should be like an 8-pound dog, and this last time I weighed him, he was 11.5 pounds. He absolutely has gained weight. I don't know how. We changed their dog food because he was heavy. He was like 10, and Magnus is like 90 pounds. So we changed to like weight maintenance dog food. And I think we just must give too many snacks, because our dogs are just relentless when it comes to certain times of the day wanting that special thing. And honestly, I have no idea what to do other than get out and get him walking, get him to have a little bit more exercise. And that's not bad for me, although it only lasts a certain part of the year here, because you cannot take them out walking in the summer. The pavement is too hot. It burns their feet. And having had a guide dog, she had socks and shoes that she wore, but that's not going to be good for, a mile trek in the heat. So I always felt like it just worked well enough to get her in and out of a parking lot into a building. So I'm leery of doing that with the dogs. The guinea pigs are going very well, although she'd like them to be more used to her now. They do sit on her lap every day, and I think they like their home here. I think they like the routine. I find them to be terribly entertaining, more so than I thought. Our little hamster has come out of his shell also, and my son now sits in this little playpen thing with him, just so that if he does jump off of his arms or his legs and runs around, he can't get out. And that gives everybody some peace of mind. This weekend, I think we are going to go out in the RV, Dad and me and the little girl, for an overnight or two. My son will be with Grandma and Grandpa. And that's about it. I got the crochet yarn, and it was a great, great gift. Okay, so seriously, people, how do you do this last one? Because if I just bind it off, it's going to be not right. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I only wanted, this is what I have left, and I only wanted little kind of short sleeves, because I wanted something big and boxy, short sleeved, that I could wear other stuff under. And well, why not? Let's just figure this out. Oh, that's from where yarn comes together. Bunches of ends to weave in. Oh my God. Yeah, see, this is kind of how hers fit her, kind of off the shoulder. But like you see here, there's a huge bunch here because I think what I'm going to do is make it tighter, because I'm not really this open shoulder, off the shoulder business. I don't know. I think I'm going to be able to fudge it. I think this is going to be the start of Sweater 2019. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I should have done more rows here to get this ribbing up just a little bit because the arms feel a little tight, although they're like, it's like a 9-inch hole. But I don't have to do much to get a decent, it's just how am I going to go about this to make it lay more flat across here. Huh, I don't know. Crazy town. Crazy town. It's almost a sweater on my body. Okay, really it's a potato sack, but whatever, with some holes in it. I hope everybody on the East Coast is doing well. I hope everybody is getting over the new year. And Levi, WTF, where are you? Building a house is no excuse. I am missing the time with you. Absolutely. And that's all, folks.